boys and girls, welcome to the Mr. Peevy Show.
It's story time, it's story time. Everybody gather round. Mr. Peevy and what's his way? And it's another story to tell us today. So blink your eyes and please stop your feet. Let's hear it clap. Someone's coming, who do we see? It's our friend Mr. Peevy. It's story time, it's story time. Everybody settle down. Mr. Peevy, and what do we say? Please tell us another story today.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin.
Hello, boys and girls. This is Mr. Peevy. Welcome to the Mr. Peevy Show. I'm going to read you a book, and it's called Going Someplace by Patricia McKinsack and Jerry Pickney. And so I'm going to start the story. Trisha Ann was about to burst with excitement, crossing her fingers and closing her eyes. She blurted out her question. Mama Frances, may I go someplace special by myself today? Pretty please. I know where to get off the bus and what streets to take and all. Although it had another name, Trisha Ann always called it someplace special because it was her favorite spot in the world. Please, may I go? Pretty please, with marshmallow on top. I don't know if I'm ready to turn you loose on the world, Mama Frances answered, tying the sash on Trisha Ann's dress. Going off alone is a mighty big step. I'm ready, the girl said, taking a giant leap across the floor. See what a big step I can make? Mama Frances chuckled all the time, studying her granddaughter's face. I'll trust you. You'll be particular and remember everything I've told you. I will, Trisha Ann said, real confident-like. Suddenly her smile grew into a full grin. So you're saying I can go? I reckon. But you best hurry on before I change my mind. Pulling her pocketbook up on her shoulder, Trish Ann blew her grandmother a thank you kiss. Then she rushed out the door and down the sidewalk. And no matter what, Mama Frances called after her, hold your head up and act like you belong to somebody. At the corner, a green and white bus came to a jerky stop and hissed. When the doors folded back, Trish Ann bounded up the steps and dropped in the fare, same as when Mama Frances was with her. The girl squared her shoulders, walked to the back, and took a seat behind a Jim Crow sign that said, Colored Section. Trish Ann had seen such signs all her life. She recalled the first time she and Mama Frances had taken this bus ride, and her grandmother had told her, those signs can tell us where to sit, but they can't tell us what to think. I'm going to think about someplace special, Trish Ann said to herself and turned to look out the window. Stop. The bus began to fill. At the farmer's market, people crowded on, carrying bags of fruits and vegetables. Mrs. Gurnall, Mama Frances' friend from the sewing club, climbed on board. She inched her way back towards the back. Trish Ann noticed that there were no seats left behind the Jim Crow sign, so she stood up and gave Miss Gurnall hers. It's not fair, she said, glaring at the empty seats up front. No, but that's the way it is, honey, said Miss Gurnall. I don't know why, she began. By now the bus had reached Trish Ann's stop in front of Capitol Square in the heart of downtown. The doors swung open and hurried off. Come yourself proud, Miss Gurnall called out the window as the bus pulled away. Carry yourself proud, Miss Gurnall called out the window as the bus pulled away. Holding her hat, Trish Ann leaned back as far as she could to see Peace Fountain magnificent water show. It made her dizzy to watch the sprays that shot high onto the air, but she liked the feeling. Turned around and round with her arms outstretched. Then giggling, she staggered on wobbly legs to the nearby bench. Instantly, Trish Ann leaped to her feet. On the bench was a sign that said, "For whites only." Her face fell. She wished for Miss Mama Frances' strong hand to hold up. "Silly sign," she muttered as she strutted away on sober legs. At the end of the square, she met Johnny Lee, a street vendor. "What, got your old face all clouded up like a stormy day?" he asked, holding Trish Ann a free pretzel. "Jim Crow makes me so mad," she said. "My grandfather was a stonemason on Peace Fountain. Why can't I sit down and enjoy it?" Jimmy Lee pointed to a sign in Monroe's restaurant window. He said, "My brother cooks all the food they serve, but do you think we can sit at one of the tables and have a BLT and a cup of coffee together?" Then, with a chuckle, he whispered, "Not that I want to eat anything Jesse cooks. That man can't even now scald water." The light changed and Trish Ann carefully started across the street. "Don't let those signs steal your happiness," Jimmy Lee called after her. Trish Ann pulled her shoulders back and fixed her thoughts on being inside that warm and welcome place where there were no signs. Hurry up 10th Street. She passed the filling station and stopped to buy pop to wash down Jimmy Lee's pretzel. At the second light, the Sunland Hotel rose up in front of her, a spectacular as a palace. Mr. John Willis, the hotel doorman, said, "I believe an angel done slipped way from heaven," he said, smiling. Trish Ann managed to smile back. Mr. John Willis always said the nicest thing. "No, sir, it's just me. Your mouth is smiling, but your eyes aren't," he said. Just then, a long white car with 2 police escorts pulled up in front of the hotel. A man with black shiny hair and shy eyes stepped out. Suddenly, people were everywhere, screaming, begging for his autograph. Trish Ann got caught in the crowd and swept inside. So often she wondered what it was to feel like to walk on the red carpet that covered the double-winding staircase, or stand in the light of the chandelier that looked like $1 million diamond strung together. Now, there he was, smack in the middle of Southland Hotel grand lobby. Somebody pointed at her. What is she doing here? It seems as if the whole world was stopped talking, stopped moving, and staring at her. The manager pushed her away to the front of the crowd. What makes you think you can come inside? No colored people are allowed. He shooed the girl away with his arms. Trish Ann backed out, shaking her head. I didn't mean, she said, trying hard not to cry. Hurrying past Mr. John Willis, Trish Ann ran straight into the Mission Church ruins where Mama Frances often stopped to rest. There, in the protection of the walled garden, the girl let the tears come. Getting to someplace special isn't worth it, she sobbed. I'm going home. My flowers have been watered already, came a voice above her. It was Bloomin' Mary, an elderly woman who took care of the garden with neither permission nor pay. Everybody said she was idle, but Mama Frances didn't agree. Bloomin' Mary is a kind and gentle soul, she told Trish Ann. You lost child? The woman asked. Trying to steady her voice, Trish Ann answered, No, ma'am. I just wish my grandmother was here to help me to get to some place special. You can't get there by yourself. It's too hard. I need my grandmother. Bloomin' Mary nodded and thought on the matter. Then she said, I believe your granny is here, just as my granny is here, even when I speak. Listen close. Tell me what you hear. All Trish Ann heard was the distant buzz of a bumblebee. What was Bloomin' Mary talking about? Well, boys and girls, you know what? That's the end of the story for right now. But guess what? You can go to the public library and get this book. The name of the book is Going Someplace Special by Patricia McKissick and Jerry Pickney. And that's all for today, boys and girls. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Peevy.
Hello.
Come on in. Welcome to my home.
Oh, this is so beautiful. Miss Virginia,
Why, thank you, Mr.
I
Peevy.
love your books. Where did you get your books?
I've collected those books over the years, Mr.
Show the books,
Peevy.
Robert.
Those are the 100 greatest works ever written.
Okay. Keep going.
Would you like a tour?
Yeah, I would like the tour.
Okay, this is our living room and
Oh,
dining room.
beautiful. Oh, I also love your paintings over there. Where'd you get your paintings over on the wall there?
Those are prints that I got at Pier 1 Imports.
Also,
Those are oils?
I love this clock over here.
Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? I don't know where I picked that up. I picked that up at an antique place.
It's beautiful.
I like fun, whimsical things in my house.
Exactly, and also love the beautiful mask you have.
Oh, those are from Italy. You have good taste, Mr. Peevy. Those are from Italy. They used to wear those at the balls.
Fantastic. Also, I noticed you have some dolls over here.
Oh, those are very special dolls. Those were made by my sister-in-law, Ardella Relaford. This is my fiance and myself.
That's so beautiful. I noticed they're not finished. What are you doing to their faces?
Oh, I'm going to put embroidery on their faces. I'm not that good at it, Mr. Peevy, so it takes me a long time.
That's
But
really
I'm going to put
great.
pretty smiles on their faces.
Okay, so I see the embroidery now.
Here you go, Mr. Peevy, a
Thank
nice
you.
cool drink.
Thank you, Miss
Florida
Virginia.
weather is very hot for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Virginia, we're sitting here in your beautiful living room. You see all these beautiful decorations, all these beautiful books and pictures that you've decorated yourself. You found these things. And where do you find these things? At a store? Where do you
Oh.
find these things?
No, not all at a store, Mr. Peevy. Some of these things are gifts of love. I've collected them over the years. I make them. Loved ones and friends give them to me.
Fantastic. I noticed over here that there's a photograph. What was in that photograph?
Well, this one, Mr. Peevy, is my mom and my dad on their wedding day.
Oh, okay.
And this one is my grandfather and my grandmother, better.
Okay. Now, what did your mother and father do? Were
My father worked in a telephone company that my grandfather created.
Wait, man, boys and girls, did you hear that? A telephone company? So like Alexander Graham Bell.
A little bit like that.
So what's your grandfather's name? Can we see a picture of that? Can the boys and girls see a good picture of that? Could you show the boys and girls at home?
See if we can get a good shot of
Show
that, Mr.
Maybe the
Peevy.
camera, we can see a close shot of that. Goodness
Can you
gracious.
see that, boys and girls?
What's your grandfather's name?
His name is Woodrow Vedder.
Goodness gracious. And what was the name of his telephone company?
There were 4 boys and 1 girl. And they were the 5 little vedders that could. There's a little book about them. The 5 little vedders that could. And they
Wait
started
a minute. You mean that your grandfather had a book written by him, for him?
about him and his family. Yes, he did.
Did you know that I have a book written about me?
I did, Mr. Peevy. I have read that. I
Oh, okay, thank you.
like it very
So
much.
I'm going to get that book. Is that book in the library so the boys and girls can read? The 5 Little Bears?
That is more of a historical book for Virginia. I don't believe I've ever seen it in a library, but it's in Virginia where that telephone company was
But
started.
if you think if I could write to Virginia,
You could probably get that because it is a piece of history.
I think I'm going to do that. Boys and girls, this is what you can get a lot of information, is to write to that state, Virginia. Also, you can get on the internet and maybe find some information on the historical facts of Virginia. Could you go on about your grandfather for the boys and girls?
I would love to. I'm very proud of my grandfather. His 4 brothers and 1 sister, they started a telephone company. They bought what is called a switch, which is what gives you your dial tone on your telephone. And they had 25 customers originally. And they had 3-digit phone numbers and these 25 customers. And then this phone company was bought by another phone company, and it got bigger and another phone company, and it got bigger. And it's probably been bought by at least 25 phone companies by now. And it is now actually Verizon. There's very little mutual in there, but it is Verizon Telephone. This is last merger.
Fantastic! So, in other words, your grandfather was a very, very important person at that time. And do you have any pictures of your grandfather working in his telephone company that you can show us in later programs?
I do, on a later program. I have some beautiful black and white pictures of my grandfather at his desk and with his brothers and sisters.
Okay, Miss Virginia, also too, I noticed you have cookbooks on the coffee table.
Oh.
Is that something you like to do?
I love to cook, Mr. Peevy. I cook for my friends and my family, and while maybe I'm not an artist that paints or sculpts, when I cook for people, I feel like, you know how when someone gives you a hug and tells you they love you?
Yes.
That's my way. When I cook for them, it's my way of giving them my love and telling them how much I love them. So I enjoy it very much for that reason.
What is your favorite dish that you cook?
Well, it's a simple one actually. It's a meatloaf that I make that I'm very fond of. Meatloaf and potatoes.
Okay. Also too, Miss Virginia, I noticed you have your house is very beautiful decorated. How long did it take you to collect all these beautiful things?
Oh, Mr. Peevy, a home, you collect things all your life for your home. They're the things that you had when you were little. They're the things that you want when you're older. They're your favorite things that you look at that make you happy. They're all the gifts that everyone's ever given you in life. They're all your memories. So it's taken me my whole lifetime, and it will probably take me the rest of my lifetime.
Well, fantastic. Well, Miss Virginia, I am so glad to be in your home and to visit you. And boys and girls, it was a wonderful conversation with Miss Virginia. So, Miss Virginia, thank you.
Oh, it was very nice to have you, Mr.
having me in your
Peevy.
home.
Thank you. Goodbye, boys and girls.
Goodbye, boys and girls.
Hello, boys and girls. This is Bobba Abba the Clown. Today we're going to make a fan, and it's easy to make a fan. All you need is an old folder that you can probably find these at some of the stores, and also if you have some old folders at home that you're going to throw away, you can use that. Make sure the folders are like this, double, and because we're going to cut on this. And you need scissors, of course, and you need glue, okay? And pencils, a pencil, color markers, and crayons, okay? Now, first of all, we're going to take our vanilla folder, make sure it's closed like this, okay? We're going to take our scissors, and we're going to cut off these corners here. And you can make an oval-shaped fan. You don't have to worry about the shape of your fan, but only thing I want you to do is make sure you cut off, the tab, okay? And also make sure you cut off the corners. So what I'm going to do now, boys and girls, I'm going to cut the corners off, okay? Cut that corner off there. And I'm going to cut this corner off, okay? And make sure I cut off that tab. See, I'm cutting the tab off. I'm cutting around here. Then I'm going to cut the corner off here, and then I'm going to, first of all, I'm not going to cut my fan in half yet. I'm going to wait until I'm finished drawing my design. Next, what we can do, we can draw our designs. Now, you can draw flowers, you can draw stars on this, you can draw whatever, you can draw a face on this, you can draw whatever you want to. So what I'm going to do, now boys and girls, I'm going to take a color marker, and I'm going to do an abstract drawing. Okay, and how you do an abstract drawing, boys and girls, you take your marker and you start anywhere on your folder, okay, anywhere on your folder, and you can just start making loops. And make sure you move your hand all over the area of your fan. Okay, then you want to stop. You don't want to get this your loops too close together, because you're going to color each section of this loop. Okay, the loops. So after you do that, you want to turn it over and do the other side the same way. What I did, I started anywhere and I started making big loops. I overlap them. Make sure you cover the entire surface. It doesn't take that long. Do not continue drawing in the same area because you're going to end up with really small sections and you're not going to be able to color those. It's going to take you forever to color those. Now, after you do that, then I want you to start coloring each section a different color. Okay, for example, there's a nice shape here. I may want to color this orange. Okay, this is a very simple way how to make a design. I got a finished fan over here drying. I'll show you that, but right now I want you to show you how to do the different section there. I've colored that in, and I may want to get another color, purple, and this is a nice shape here. See how that shape that is? Okay, so that's a nice shape, so I'm going to color that purple. And you're going to kind of continue coloring it, boys and girls, so you have the entire surface color, even the edges. I want you to color the edges. It's going to probably look something like this when you color everything on your fan area. And then I want you to flip it over. You're going to also color the other side. Okay, now next, after you've colored everything, just pretend like this is colored. After you color everything, boys and girls, you are going to open your fan out. Okay, we're going to open our fan out. We're going to take our scissors and cut on that fold line of your folder. Cut it like that. Okay, so you have two separate pieces. Make sure you have the side that you've colored. Do not glue those two sides together because you're going to end up covering up your beautiful design that you're going to make. So make sure you do that. So lay the side that you create your design down on the table. Okay, then you're going to use some glue. And I've opened the lid of my glue, off of my glue, so I'll be able to spread this very quickly. But you can use a little cap of your glue. Okay, use the cap of your glue. And then I'm going to use my cap just to spread this out. Make sure you spread it out all over your fan. You know, remember the blank side of your fan. Make sure it's a blank side. Do not put glue on the side that you've drawn on because it's going to cover it up. Now, next, you can get some craft sticks. And one thing about these craft sticks is really neat because they come in colors now. It used to be they were just a plain tan color, vanilla color or tan. But now they come in all different colors. And I got some more colors over here, boys and girls, that I'm going to show you. This is yellow, blue, red. So you can buy, pick whatever color you want. Now, these are craft sticks that you can buy anywhere. It's different stores. Now, take your craft stick, okay? Then I want you to put your craft stick, lay it down on your glue. And then you can just sort of kind of, see how I'm doing that? Kind of rub that in. Make sure both sides is saturated with the glue. Then place your craft stick in the center, the side that you have your glue on. Place that down. Take your top side, you know, the side that we've colored, and we're going to pretend like this is colored. Then we're going to place this right on top. Okay, make sure you cut it out. I'm going to have to turn this around because that's not exactly the way I cut it. Okay, there you go. Make sure all the edges is covered. And what I would like to do, I like to put something heavy down, like a book or something down, and it probably take no more than 5 to 10 minutes to dry. But right now, I have a finished product. I have a finished fan, and this is beautiful. You can give this to your mother. You know, they use fans in churches. When they go to church, this would be a beautiful gift. You also can put your name. But like I said, you can decorate this with anything you want to, flowers. You can draw a picture on this. You can draw your face. You can draw, because this is a good example, and I love the color pop stick. And so right now, Bobba Abba the Clown is going to use her fan to fan herself, and that's great. So right now, this is Bobba Abba the Clown signing off, and next week we'll be back with another project. So bye-bye, everybody.
That's all for today, boys and girls. And you have a nice day.